Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Spotify and use code Spotify for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Spotify and use code Spotify at checkout.
Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This is the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, right here on the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stiefel, your host, and it is Overreaction Monday. It is Victory Monday. It is Kelly Green Victory Monday as the Philadelphia Eagles escape South Philly with a 28-23 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson. And boy, is there a lot to overreact to. And this week is going to be an interesting one here on the Checkdown and in Eagles Nation because there's so much to dive into. That when you say the good, the bad, and the ugly, there was so much good. Saquon Barkley's runs and touchdown catch, Devontae Smith's catch, Jalen Hurts, another turnover-free game. The bad, the A.J. Brown potential injury, some other banged-up players. Saquon Barkley was banged up in the game. The ugly, Nick Sirianni and his coaching and his over-aggressive nature that left points on the board that let it be a close game. There's so much to dive into. There's so much to get to. But this show, the Eagles Checkdown, is a under 10-minute show. So we're just going to touch on some key things. Again, the Eagles won 28-23. Really quickly, the Eagles box score for the day, 230 yard passing for Jalen Hurts, 18-24, 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He was sacked 3 times, but he had 132.3 quarterback rating. Saquon Barkley rushed 27 times, along with 3 catches on 4 targets for 159 yards and a touchdown run. Jalen Hurts ran the ball very effectively for 67 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith had 4 catches for 87 yards and one of the greatest catches you'll see this year, not for just the Eagles, but in the entirety of the NFL. And it's crazy because Saquon Barkley had a great touchdown catch, and he had a huge fun run with the hurdle and stuff like that. But that pales in comparison to the Devontae Smith catch. Grant Calcaterra actually had a hell of a game too, with 5 short catches for 30 yards, targeted a lot. But of course, in the receiving corps, A.J. Brown, who came out for the second half, before the second half even started, left the field and apparently has a knee injury. He did take a very big hit in one of the last plays before halftime. I thought maybe he banged up his ribs, maybe he had a concussion or something. Turns out knee injury. We're going to learn about that as the day goes on and as the week goes on. Hopefully he is okay. The defense now, statistically speaking, Josh Sweat and Zach Bond had themselves field days today. Zach Bond was breaking up passes. He was getting after the quarterback. He was making plays behind the line of scrimmage. He was doing everything. Josh Sweat with 2 sacks today and a pass breakup as well. Some huge plays there. Jalen Carter did well today. Cooper DeJean did well. Some random reason, Avonte Maddox was out there late in the game. Gave up a big 4th down play. Luckily, it didn't bite us in the butt or anything. But Nakobe Dean came up with the game-sealing interception, which is something I think that needs to be applauded because his box score, Nakobe Dean, isn't that great today. But he made a couple really big plays in key moments. So very well done there. Quinion Mitchell had a quiet day box score-wise, but that's just because he locks down whoever is going one-on-one against him. So solid day there as well. I know it won't show up in the box scores, but Sidney Brown and Keely Ringo had a huge play on a turnover on a punt early in the game. Sidney Brown missling down the field, breaking up the returner of the Jaguars from cleanly catching the ball. Keely Ringo recovered it, set us up for our first quarter touchdown. So that's the box score breakdown today. Another box score thing. Bryce Huff's not in there. I'll have to wait to see the snap counts when they come out on Monday morning as I record this on Sunday night. But Zach Berman reported halfway through the game that Zach Bond hadn't been on the field yet. So questionable there. We'll see what's going on with Bryce Huff there not getting on the field. But the big thing that's coming out of this game, outside of the injuries, outside of the big plays, is the fact that this team won their fourth game, another clean game for Jalen Hurts, despite their coach's questionable decisions throughout the game, taking points off the board when there was a penalty to go for two, going for two far too often, passing up on field goals and going for it on fourth down. The amount of mistakes that Nick Sirianni made, it's going to be something that we discuss all week long. It's something that when you're playing a real team, let's give Jacksonville credit. They fought. They figured out how to stop the tush push on multiple occasions. Give them credit for fighting. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are a bad football team. They are not good right now, and they're missing several key players on offense and defense. And we are cruising along. We should have been up. I know we were up 16-0 at one point, but at that point, it should have been 20-22-0 at that point because of points left on the field. Nick Sirianni's over-aggressiveness, which he's going to say, it's my nature. You can't take that away, and I get you've got to keep that philosophy. But when you take points off the board, it hurts. And he finally used Jake Elliott, but it's from 57 yards away. When Jake Elliott misses it, hits the upright, it doesn't go in. You gave Jacksonville so many opportunities to win this game. But again, the Jacksonville Jaguars are just not a good team. They're not well coached. Trevor Lawrence just is lost for the last year and a half, 2 years. It's just a disaster down there in Jacksonville. And we almost got beat. And, of course, the announcers calling out the boo birds. Oh, rightfully so. Rightfully so, booing Nick Sirianni's decision-making on certain occasions throughout this game. But that is what it is. You know, we still got the W. We still won the game. Jalen Hurts still made. I want to point out there was on the drive that the Devontae Smith touchdown pass, which was amazing. Earlier in that drive, there was a third down, and I think it was like 6, third down and 7, something like that. And Jalen Hurts made a pinpoint accurate throw to Devontae Smith, who was on a crossing slant route in between two defenders. Devontae Smith made the tough catch, but it was an even tougher throw on a read and reaction. He had to zip it in there. And Jalen Hurts isn't going to get the credit for that throw there because, look, people just don't like Jalen Hurts. It is what it is. So everybody on this team, outside of one or two little key moments, Vontae Maddox, Saquon Barkley obviously had the fumble. The referees did a terrible job in this game. How that replay happened so quickly without obviously looking at all the different angles, the clear angles that, you know, the Jaguars defender tripped up Barkley, leading to him falling on the ground there. The refs were really bad. We won the time of possession like 38-21. The penalties, there were 17 yards in penalties called against the Jaguars, but like close to 80 against the Eagles today. There were a lot of missed penalties. Obviously, a bad call on that turnover. The refs were on. We must have gotten the B team of the refs on Sunday, but it is what it is. But we won despite Nick Sirianni's problems, despite Nick Sirianni's way of doing business. Eagles win 28-23. I can't wait to do this show on Tuesday, Election Day. You know, just throw that out there. Because I can't wait to see all the Monday clips, all the Monday breakdowns, all the Monday highlights. Listen to the Monday after press conference of Nick Sirianni and go from there. You know, because we got Dallas coming up next week. Dallas sucks week. And, you know, Dak Prescott's out or got hurt today. CeeDee Lamb got hurt today. Dak Prescott was seen saying, "We suck" on the sideline. And, you know, this is a key moment of our season. At 6-2, going into Dallas to potentially go to 7-2. Huge moment for this team, despite Nick Sirianni's coaching. Guys, I'm Phil Stiefel, the host here of the Eagles Checkdown, but also of Trending in the AM Monday through Friday. I linked the description I linked how you get to the show in the description of this video. Copy and paste it. Come on YouTube Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30, breaking it down, taking your opinions, giving you the opinions. We're also going to cover on Trending in the AM on Monday at 8 a.m. Jason Kelsey's situation from Penn State and other things. But with that being said, guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown, the Eagles Pinpoll Podcast Network. Go Birds, and bubbles up to you.
This episode is brought to you by Etsy.
Oh.
Hear that?
Okay. Thank you.
Etsy knows these aren't the sounds of holiday gifting. Well, not the ones you're hoping for. You want squeals of delight. Happy tears.
How did you?
And spontaneously written songs of joy.
I am so happy. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, the song needs a bit of work, but anyway, to get those reactions, make sure everyone on your list feels heard with handmade, handpicked, and designed gifts from small shops on Etsy. Gifts like personalized jewelry, custom artwork, cozy style items, vintage pieces, and home decor to celebrate all of your favorite people and their specific kind of special. For original gifts that say, I get you, Etsy has it.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Spotify and use code Spotify for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Spotify and use code Spotify at checkout.